This is me, a planet and a moon, a lot of rock and water and sunlight and growth. There's always been growth. Countless atoms and molecules and enzymes and cells and creatures that cooperated, competed and partnered with each other. That grew and flourished and died and became rock. Repeated countless million times. For a very long time, there was enough of me for people and creatures, even though some did better than others. But then a new kind of growth was discovered. People with surplus wealth began to rent it out, just as they would a horse or a house. They had learned how to grow money. And being able to grow money, apparently it's called capitalism, began to deliver luxury and economic growth for the owners of capital. And what I saw was a big investment in ships and more piracy, slavery, and wars. Land, captured or inherited, plus the surplus from crops and harvests. This was the basis of wealth. But the new technology of capital investment and profit changed that. Common land was taken over by the nobility so that they could invest in sheep. Forget about onions and beetroot. The new thing was sell wool, make a profit. Huge numbers of people who were dependent on the commons were made destitute. It continued with conquest and illegal theft. In the search for growth, whole countries and continents and the people in them were captured. The rich got richer. Across most of the planet, after only a few hundred years, the wildernesses of daily life now have capitalism as a religion. Worshipping the god of economic growth. This is a religion with churches and cathedrals and popes and priests and congregations, all of them devoted to propagating faith in debt. And the church's business of renting out money.
That is the opening bell on Wall Street. Will the Dow hit a record 22,000 today? Yes, it will.
Yes, I love that question.
It's a good thing.
Locally, capitalism may seem to be very logical and reasonable. It's covered me with companies, corporations and enterprises, engines of growth, sprouting, flourishing, failing and dying, just as forest wildernesses do. But with a big difference. Forest wildernesses grow when they need to and stop when it's enough. The wildernesses of capitalism don't know how to stop or even how to slow down. Worse, capitalism knows no limits. The scale and wealth of it is overwhelming me. There's no immune system. It's making me into a casino, constantly shifting between fear and greed. Capitalism is a species with no predators. And its grasp now reaches everywhere. And it doesn't seem to have noticed that it's become obese. Or worse. Capital can't stop growing because it has uncontrolled growth in its DNA. Interest, compound interest, return on investment. Even a planet can see that this presumes limitless space, limitless energy, limitless resources. This is the physiology of cancer. Cancer needs increasingly vast amounts of nourishment, which means capital devours anything and everything of me it can dig up, suck up, or cut down. But no matter how much capital takes from me, it never seems to be enough. New territories have to be found. And capital has gradually turned to trafficking the whole of daily life, putting the bodies and minds of the human wildernesses through a corporate mincer. Directly or indirectly serving the god of growth. Astonishing, incredible, and often deliciously entrancing. But as these people buy stuff, behind the products, out of sight, their needs are turning into profit, and yet another uptick in growth.